Yo, it's Leech. Let's get straight to it. We got the 2026 MLB trade deadline recap. The biggest moves from playoff contenders. Let's get right into it.
Guys, that the Dodgers.
So starting with the Dodgers, their biggest splash was obviously
be able to let go
the
of
Tarek Skubal trade
and make a move to go get this guy.
I mean, not much really to say about it.
And the Dodgers go ahead and land.
I think the Tigers rushed the Skubal trade.
Rotation, you see, if you see a graphic of this,
because the return they got really ain't that good.
This shouldn't be fair. This shouldn't be legal to have this many juggernauts in one rotation.
It should be illegal,
and Yamamoto is still like the ace for me in this rotation.
Like I said, I think the MLB will go into a lockout for the 2027 season, bro. That's just my opinion, but who knows?
I mean, this is just a juggernaut of a guy. You got two-time reigning Cy Young Award winner. I mean,
because you got Skubal, you got Ohtani, you got Blake Snell, you got Yamamoto.
So, I mean, you just get that.
You got
that
Tyler
guy
Glass
that is going to lock things down for you in the playoffs.
What are you supposed to do about that?
At the end of the
Plus,
day,
they got a lineup that can hit 1 through 9.
For him, he's coming back from injury.
And
they
got
a lot of lefty lineups.
Real good.
When you go,
I would say real good, but decent bats off the bench.
Again, you got the biggest fish in the sea in Tarek Skubal.
And right now, they're fighting against the Fighting Pat Murphys for best record.
But yeah, that's just my opinion.
Lewis, I'll keep it with you because we just got done talking about
the Tigers.
Right now,
they should have just waited till after the season and trade them in the offseason.
Friars, do you give them a chance?
I feel like they just forced it
and potentially do what you
they could have got a way better return. I feel like if they waited.
Yeah, give them a chance to make it there, but the ultimate
Padres keep Mason Miller and they add Robbie Ray and Casey Mize. I do really like the Casey Mize, addition. I mean, he's really good, quality starter. Robbie Ray, on the other hand, he's kind of struggled, but he's definitely, good enough.
So I really like this move with them. A lot of righties in the rotation.
But I think Casey Mize does have like some injury, concerns. But other than that, Padres with a pretty good deadline. They
this year
get to keep Mason Miller, which is really
for
good.
him to
if
be
you lose
a
him,
there in the middle of that rotation.
But even if they tried to move Mason Miller, they would have got a hell of a return.
Have really impressed all of us, right? Being
they
able
do
to
add
dig
2
back into
starters at the deadline,
and ultimately be the team.
And I'm happy as a Guardians fan. I mean, Casey Mize and Skubal off the Tigers
takes down the Dodgers. They did it,
I ain't complaining.
A couple years ago, but this roster should be able to compete late in the postseason, not just be a roster to get there.
Yeah, with adding Robbie Ray and Casey Mize,
this rotation and this bullpen, they have all the pieces that you need in a late postseason run. But these moves
will it be enough to beat the Dodgers? I doubt it, bro.
Let's move on to the
I don't think any team in the National League really got a chance.
And Luis Arraez for the big boppers like Schwarber, Harper.
Phillies add Luis Arraez and bullpen help at the deadline. We'll pause real quick. I really don't understand them getting Luis Arraez because he's just a contact hitter. I feel like they needed a power bat to their lineup. That's just my opinion. Luis Arraez is still a really solid pickup. He gets on base.
A great season.
But like I said, he's just a contact hitter.
Play a really intricate part in that team. Why? Because you have a guy in Luis Arraez who's a batting title winner. He's got 3 of them who can put the ball in play.
They got Luis Arraez, right-hand pitcher Caleb.
He's been very, very good at second base.
Kylan,
don't realize how good he's been, but when you look
Brooks
at the metrics,
Rally. And they
very good at second base. And people don't realize how good he's been, but when you look at the metrics, it's one of the top guys in the league at second base. So now all of a sudden you get your big boy hitters to consistently come up with a guy on base with Luis Arraez in there.
Yeah, that is true. Like,
becomes a 2-run
yeah,
shot.
I mean, like I said, it's a good deal. I don't know. I mean,
because when you start
I just don't really understand it.
You got Christopher Sanchez, Jesus Luzardo,
we'll see how it plays
Zach
out.
Wheeler. Those 3 guys have been extremely good this year.
But
when you look at 4 and 5, Aaron has not been good at all. Painter has not been good at all. So for me, I think they missed on not getting a starter.
Most of the time, Arraez will be on base. So Schwarber and Harper just had to hit him in.
I do like. I think it's going to help them out.
Guys, can we keep up that starting lineup with the outfield just one more time, a little bit longer here? Because I do have a follow-up for Gabby. Because fans, you may notice
that Harper's
right field has Bryce Harper, who openly said he would be willing to go to the outfield. However, Gabby,
Bryce Harper back in right field.
He went from right to first because of the elbow problems that he had and was forced to go to the infield, but now back out.
And here's the thing, too. Stott has to move over to third. Bohm has to move over to first. Then you got to rise at second. So you got a lot of moving parts.
Okay.
Right? Guys haven't been playing that. Stott, I think the last time was in 2022. And
we'll see how this Arise
the
Phillies works out.
Two guys
I think it will work out.
That position, now having to move around to go to different spots, it's going to be very interesting to see how that defense is faring with the new moves that are made because of that Arise trade.
Matt, we haven't heard from you in a while, but let's get to your Cubs. What do we think about Jeff Hoyer and what Chicago was able to do?
Well, I'm glad that Gabby was just talking about defense because the Phillies are one of the worst defensive teams in baseball. Blue Jays don't have a very good defense. The Cubs get Kevin Gossman from the Blue Jays. His numbers don't look as good as we're used to seeing.
Cubs trade deadline additions. Right-hand pitcher Aaron Savali, right-hand pitcher Kevin Gossman, left-hand pitcher Braxton Garrett, right-hand pitcher Ryan.
Going to absolutely love pitching in front of them.
How you say his name? Right-hand pitcher Clay Holmes and outfielder Tyrone Taylor. Cubs going all in, bro. I mean, as they should. Right now. I mean, a lot of good names on here.
And we didn't even mention Edwin Cabrera.
Especially one of the biggest being Kevin Gossman.
That puts Colin Ray in the bullpen along with Javier Assad. The Cubs have a lot of arms that could be starters who are going to end up in the bullpen in the playoffs. And they needed bullpen help. Sometimes you draw from the starting pitching depth. That can improve the bullpen. They also added Ryan Zephyr.
You want to beat teams like the Dodgers.
Stuff. There at the back end, he strikes out.
You're gonna need all the bullpen help you can
just
get.
Over 50 innings.
Trust me.
So he's gonna miss some bats
late
there.
innings.
And I like the Tyrone Taylor move as well. He's been on a heater for the Mets right now. He can play all three outfield positions. We know the Cubs don't necessarily need outfielders when you look at Seiya Suzuki, Pete Armstrong, and Ian Happ. But Happ's really struggling right now. So I don't know how they're going to massage Taylor in.
Yeah, but then getting Kevin Gossman is big time,
bro. He's worth a look to get some steady at-bats in left field, if for no other reason, just to clear Ian Happ's head.
A known name, a known guy.
13 pitchers have recorded a save for your Cubs. Really Does Webb still do it? Does Zephyr John get a shot? What are we thinking here with Palencia?
My hunches will stay with Webb for the time being, and but I could be wrong. Maybe Zephyr John is the guy. He's under team control for several more years. He had just started closing for the Angels, but he only has 4 saves. I think they'll stick with Webb, and then hope that Daniel Palencia comes back toward the end of the year if he can get his arm.
Yeah, but I do really like what
the
Cubs
did holding that top wild card spot, a 4-game cushion. As
I feel like they could definitely compete in the National
at this
League,
very moment. Let's stay in the division. The Brewers. We talked about what they're doing against the Dodgers, at least in the standings here. Lewis, what do we think about the Brew Crew?
They had catcher Bo Naylor.
Yeah, as far as the Brewers, right? I mean, behind the Dodgers with the best record in all of baseball. But I mean, the moves that they made, Dustin May. JoJo Romero, obviously Dustin May hasn't been.
So Bo Naylor, Cody Hoyer, Dustin May, JoJo Romeo, and Antonio.
Just couldn't get his fastball in the zone.
Yeah, my Guardians traded Bo Naylor, bro. Just want to say to Bo Naylor, thank you for everything.
Find himself again. He's a ground ball guy.
Obviously didn't work out. Wish you nothing but the best in Milwaukee.
With the Brew Crew being one of the better
but it was time to move on, bro. Once we got PB, you kind of knew Bo Naylor was on the door.
I do like this move for the Brewers. I expected them to make a little bit.
It just didn't work out.
Obviously, like I said, we expected him to go ahead and.
Hopefully, he can turn it around with Milwaukee and
then with JoJo Romero, a 3.5 ERA this year. Obviously, he's hurt right now. He's coming back soon. But
we also got back Craig Yoho and
they needed a starter behind Jacob Mizorowski. He ain't
Garrett
pitch
Mitchell,
every game, guys. I know
which is a switch-hitting outfielder. I mean, he's batting like 150.
I know
they
wanted to go ahead and make some moves.
But Craig Yoho will a solid bullpen
to have somebody back him up. They got Kyle Harrison, got some nice starters there, but you need somebody behind Jacob Mizorowski. Like I say, he can't pitch every game, and then their bullpen has been nails. You had JoJo Romero there. So I just expected the Brewers to be a little bit more active, but they do have the best record, one of the best records in the league for a reason.
Would have been one heck of a 1-2 punch with Mizorowski and Skubal. So the Brewers were thought to be.
Yeah, they could have had a chance to get Skubal. I mean, I don't understand.
Freddie Peralta. They also make some other moves. Gabby, what about Tampa Bay?
I mean, you kind of look at Tampa Bay and what
the Rays had Freddie Peralta, Liam Hicks at the deadline. I mean, it's okay. I mean, Freddie Peralta. I mean, he's been pretty ass.
2 months, and they decided, you know what, Freddie Peralta.
See if we can turn around in Tampa.
They're hoping that they get Freddie Peralta of last season, right? The guy who.
I think he can turn around.
2.70 ERA and 17 wins. A guy who struck out over 200 batters
and they get Liam
each of the last 3 seasons.
Really
Sometimes it's hard to pitch in New York. You got all the
I like the
with the
addition,
microphone
but it
in
just
your
depends if
face,
Freddie
and every
Peralta
single
can
pitch
really
that you're
put on
throwing,
for
they're
him.
telling you, why did you
I mean,
throw
if he
that
can't,
one?
then
Now all of a sudden
it's
he's
pretty
going to
bad
be going to a
deadline.
spot where he's not going to have that in Tampa. He's not going to have that same type of people coming in.
But even
and
the Rays had a
reporters coming in.
chance.
So
That's
I feel
cool.
like it's
Like,
gonna
you know, all
really
these
take
teams
a
that
lot
are
of stress
contending,
off
like,
of him. It's going to be a little
they
bit
just
more
didn't
like he
want to
was
throw
when
the
he was
prospects
in
out there, I
Milwaukee.
guess.
So I think that's a huge step
And
for
the
Tampa.
Dodgers
I think
stepped
that
in
he's
and
going to
said,
be just
"Here you
fine
go,
there."
Detroit.
Because when you kind of look at their rotation, McClanahan, Drew Rasmussen,
But like I said,
Nick Martinez,
Detroit on
they've
that
got a
return,
good
they
starting
didn't
staff.
get
They also have a
anything
good
good,
bullpen.
bro.
All right, let's get to the Boston Red Sox
Is
again, making
his
the big
name
move for
Hope?
Adley
I
Rutschman,
mean,
three-time All-Star.
I think he was the best thing out of that deal, and then the
Do
two
you
other ones
think
are
they
okay.
gave up too much to try to get Rutschman here
I
to
don't
try
know.
to make that push in the division? Or
You really can't be mad at the Dodgers because these other fucking teams can do the
right?
same thing. They can
Witherspoon,
go out there and
like,
throw
they gave up
prospects
some
around
prospects,
and go
they
get
gave
schooled,
up
but
a
they
lot.
didn't. They just
But
sat back,
Adley
watched
Rutschman
them
is
do
a
it.
cornerstone,
Now
I
everyone's
feel like,
complaining.
for the Red Sox.
Like,
He
I'm
was
one of those that
for the
complain
Orioles
too.
until they got Sammy
Yeah, and then
Basallo
this
there.
was a big trade for Boston. They trade for Audi, Rutschman, and they get Jake Rogers. But the Orioles receive Carlos Tavares, right-hand pitcher Anthony Asaya, son, or how you say his name, outfielder Andy Zokar, and a right-hand pitcher Kyson, and a player to be named later, or Cask.
They felt some type of way about Sammy Basallo given that extension.
So the Red Sox get Audi Rutschman. I mean, this is big.
Switch hitting catcher that can hit the way he does.
But the thing I'm kind of like scratching my head about is like in division trade.
He's able
I mean, you really
to
don't see that, bro.
Catcher there. He's
but,
also able to jump into this lineup.
The
this
Orioles
lineup has been hot ever.
They must not care about that.
Obviously sweeping the Dodgers. So
and the Red Sox have been playing some good baseball, bro.
Getting a switch.
Them getting Audi Rutschman, this would definitely help their lineup a lot more.
The Red Sox were looking for. You don't get Hunter Goodman, you don't get Ryan Jeffers. Obviously, the Twins are buyers, but this is a great move. He's a free agent after next season, so you have him at least for next year. But this is a really, really nice move.
I mean, they'll probably want to keep him long term, bro. I think they definitely give him an extension.
Catchers are averaging around a 90, so I mean that's pretty good for him. And then
I'm just surprised the Orioles really traded him.
With him being able to control the staff, hopefully they can get some starting rotation help from them. But I really like this move with Adley Rutschman. I don't think they gave up too much, but they did give up a lot for him.
They did have to send Anthony Ianson, which Will Mittelberg says was the biggest piece of that prospect package. They don't get to keep Rivas there for Boston. How about New York with the rival Yankees, Lewis, here? We have a lot of Yankee fans up in our newsroom not happy with
They add Luis Garcia Jr. and Heliot Ramos, and they sell Doval, obviously.
Right now. He's a Yankee fan.
I do believe he went to the Pirates. I mean, Doval was ass for them, bro. Like, I know Yankees fans,
obviously
you guys are probably happy.
He's got he's got 28 homers. He had 30 home runs this year. Third in the league.
Them getting Luis Garcia Jr. is really underrated. I really like that. Heliot Ramos even too. I wanted my Guardians to get Heliot Ramos, but
nagging at bat. He would
obviously
prolong
that didn't
at bats,
happen.
just kind of drag out at bats, foul pitches off. Now he's turned into a legitimate power hitter, right? I mean, he's pulling the ball in the air at a high rate this year.
Yeah, Luis Garcia Jr. is
of course.
I'd give it an A+. Nice Heliot Ramos more on the C+.
I didn't expect them to make this type of move. Obviously, they're not moving Ben Rice. I've heard a lot of people asking, are they going to move Ben Rice to catcher? I don't think that's a right move as well, having the offensive year that he is. I keep him at first base and then have Garcia and Paul Goldschmidt there, platoon of righty and lefty there. Paul Goldschmidt playing more so against lefties. Garcia handles righties pretty well.
And
then,
wild card standings, my
Elliot
Guardians
Ramos,
up there, but
we
don't want to be in the wild card. We want to be a division winner. That's what's going to happen, bro.
Is he going to replace the
don't want to be in the wild card.
Bellinger, absolutely not.
Nothing wrong with being in the wild card.
A little bit more thump, a little bit more of a hitter to the middle of that order until those guys come back. Well, they'll have to figure out and place guys where they may when those guys do come back, but it doesn't look like they'll be there.
But yeah, once the Yankees get back to full strength, I mean, their lineup will be
some nice moves for the
filthy.
Yankees, but I know they're disappointed. They needed a catcher. They let their in-division rivals kind of outbid them for the two catchers that were on the market. So a little disappointing for the Yankees, but I do like the
At least they got Luis Garcia Jr. though and Heliot Ramos.
Such is life with this.
At least they did
Brenner,
something.
This day and age there for Yankees fans. Matt, let's get back to you. Let's get to the other Chicago team here, the White Sox. Luis Castillo.
The Chicago White Sox.
Yeah, so
White Sox add Luis Castillo and other pieces.
Mostly guys who are under.
I mean, I'm not trying to hate just because the White Sox are in our division, but Luis Castillo is not like that, bro.
You don't want to mortgage the farm.
I'm not scared
when you're just finally emerging from a rebuild. But that's what they did is they get out and they got.
Man, it's definitely a big move for White Sox. It just don't scare me. I don't.
They got Luis Castillo, who is
definitely a good quality starter
this season, but they need depth in the rotation.
He's really having,
so they take a flyer on Luis Castillo and try for a change of scenery. It's reasonable. It's not like the AL Central is some powerhouse full of huge offenses that they have to go up against. So it's worth a shot there. And then Joey Bart behind the plate, they wanted some catching depth, so they added Joey Bart as well. I like how they approached it, and that they wanted to be aggressive.
Yeah, he won't be in a division like he was in Seattle.
Crazy and mortgaging the farm, and I think they accomplished that goal.
If we flip to the other side of that
Central
Castillo trade,
obviously no scoop. He gone.
Mariners
don't got to worry about the Royals.
Last year's
the
Magic. What do you think about this year after today?
I mean, okay.
Yeah, so they had 6 starters. So Castillo knocks.
Mariners sell Castillo at Taylor Ward and Dominguez. Really don't understand the move for Taylor Ward, but that's just me.
I don't think there was any harm in making that move where it looks like you're kind of a seller, even though you're trying to buy.
And obviously they got Dominguez back.
Very high on base percentage this year, which doesn't match the rest of his career profile. He never used to take this many walks, and he used to have big power. He hit over 30 home runs.
But I don't know. Taylor Ward to the Mariners, like, I don't know.
Maybe he starts to hit for power again and he goes back to the Mariners. The main thing for the Mariners this season, though, is they've just had so many guys internally not playing to their potential. And you can start with Cal Raleigh right there. I don't think any of us thought he was ever going to hit 60 home runs in a season again, but he's been so bad. They need him to start hitting like himself. You probably need a little bit more from Julio Rodriguez as well.
But that was like a dream season for Cal Raleigh, bro.
Playing with the talent that they have.
That's not going to happen every season.
They still have
he has been really
to knock off the Astros in the AL West. So I'm not burying this team yet. I understand why they didn't go crazy with buying. Last year they bought a lot. They went out and they got Naylor. Naylor's another guy this year who is not having the year that he's capable of having. They need to play to their potential, and they still have a chance in the West.
Okay, let's turn
they
back
still
to
have
you,
a chance, but I just like Taylor Ward. I mean, does he really do that for
I think
him?
for the Pittsburgh Pirates, there was one thing.
Pirates acquired 3 bullpen arms at the deadline. They
because they've been really bad this
right-hand
year.
pitcher
they had the
Luke
front
Weaver
line
for the
starters,
Mets.
but once he got
That's
to
a
the
big time
bullpen,
name.
and it's what every team would say. Okay, just try to get their starter out because you get to the bullpen.
And the Pirates, we know they got one of the best offenses in the league, bro. They just need bullpen help. I mean, Luke Weaver, look at him this season, 1.84 ERA.
You want the relievers to come in and not to walk anybody. It's what he does. He goes right after hitters. He has a whip of .84.
Set to play for 7 franchises in 5 seasons.
To the standards that he is, but it's a guy who has 100.
He can definitely help out that Pirates bullpen. And the Pirates are not far from a wild card spot. They just got to go on a little streak, and they're up there. And they can with that offensive firepower they got. Like I said, they just
get that bullpen going. That's exactly what they did with those 2 guys.
Yeah, the Pirates are hoping to get the Camilo Doval from San Francisco and what we've seen from the New York Yankees here. Guys, great stuff. That hour went by quickly. Our thanks to Matt Snyder, Louis Brinson, Gabby Sanchez, and Jim Bowden, who joined us.
And that's going to do it for the 2026 MLB trade deadline recap, the biggest moves for every playoff contender. I'm not understanding, why my Guardians wasn't in this video, but I don't know. I'm guessing they couldn't fit everyone on here. But yeah, I'm going to go over my Guardians trade deadline moves real quick. Obviously, the first move we made, we traded Bo Naylor, Cody Hoyer to the Milwaukee Brewers for Craig Yoho and Garrett Mitchell. It's like a 2-for-1. You trade Naylor and Cody Hoyer for Craig Yoho because Garrett Mitchell's not gonna play for us, bro. I mean, he's horrible. But yeah, if I had to grade the deal, I mean, I'd give us a B. The Brewers, I'd give them like a B. I don't know. It's like an even deal. And then the second move we made, bro. Joe Adele from the Angels. I mean, this is a big move. Obviously, a guy that kills left-handed pitching, and obviously our lineup has really struggled against left-handed pitching. And adding him to the lineup will definitely help. An outfielder. I mean, he's not the best defender. But can't be any worse than what we got in the outfield now. So obviously, Angel Martinez really hasn't played that great in the outfield. He's been struggling not to play it. So You know, adding Joe Adell, if I had to rate for my Guardians, I mean, it's an A for me. And the Angels, I do believe, got our number 8 prospect back, Jacob Cozart, catcher. I mean, I don't know. It's prospects. I'm glad my Guardians are not holding on to their prospects like, you know, how they usually do. But I mean, Angels, you know, you get a, you know, solid return. But I can give them a B on the return. And then on to the next move. My Cleveland Guardians traded for Nathaniel Lowe from the Cincinnati Reds, bro. A really solid addition. After getting Joe Adell. I mean, another bat, another guy that gets on base. You know, just another bat that can help us out. You know, when we got runners in a scoring position that can just come up with that timely hit. And that's what we've been really needing this entire season. So I really like it. If I had to, you know, grade it for my Guardians, I mean, it's another A. And then Cincinnati, I do believe, got Juan Brito back. So I give him like a B or a C. You know, Juan Brito was up on a big league roster. You know, he played a little bit, didn't really do that much. I mean, he played okay. But yeah. And then the last move of the deadline, my Cleveland Guardians went out there and got Foster Griffin from the Washington Nationals. We sent, I think, 3 prospects or 4. I think we sent 3 prospects and Will Dion to the Nationals for Foster Griffin. Obviously, he will be a free agent after this season. So it might just be a rental, but I'm hoping my Cleveland Guardians can get an extension done. You know, it just depends how he performs and stuff like that. But, you know, it's been a crazy story for Foster Griffin. Obviously, you know, went overseas and came back, signed a 1-year deal with the Nationals. He's been phenomenal this year. He did make the All-Star game. So, I mean, this is a big-time move. If I had to rate it for my Guardians, it's an A+. Nationals, they get a pretty solid return back. I give it like a B+. You know, they get Will Dion. Obviously, Will Dion played for us, but he was just kind of like an innings eater, bro. So, like, you know, really didn't do too much for us. He'll definitely be, you know, a solid bullpen reliever for them. But so that means one or two things. Someone's getting moved to the bullpen. I don't know if it's going to be Joey Cantillo, Slade Ciccone, to make room for Foster Griffin in the starting rotation. But like I said, my Cleveland Guardians got fucking active this trade deadline, bro. And I don't know why they weren't in this video. It doesn't really make any sense because they are a contender. You know, after, you know, what they did at the deadline. I'm really happy with it. Hopefully, we start to win more ball games. And yeah, let's go Guards. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below what your guys' thoughts on MLB trade deadline. Let me know in the comment section down below, you know, what did your team do? And, you know, who do you guys think is going to make a run for it in the, you know, second half of the season? You know, getting closer to October. So, yeah. But, yeah, make sure y'all hit that sub button, turn the notifications on. Be much appreciated. I love y'all. The ball. Peace.